don't buy tax auction land in South Carolina, or at least until you finish watching this video. Now, currently in the USA, there is a shortage of housing. So therefore, I'm one of those real estate investors that keep multiple tools in the toolbox. And I was like, well, since the market is shifting, let me start building first-time homebuyer houses, okay? Now, for those who are not familiar with a first-time homebuyer houses in your city, things around the first-time homebuyer price point, that would be considered. So, for example, a first-time homebuyer price point is $300,000, and you're selling properties for $290,000, $300,000. Well, that's the first-time homebuyer price point. So, therefore, it's normally majority of the time first-time homebuyers buying those a lot of the times. Okay, I was planning to buy a bunch of lots so I can put them in line to start building on them. Right? As a builder, you want to have inventory. So a wholesaler brought me a deal last year, okay? I paid $20,000 for it. Wholesaler is a good friend of mine. And the wholesaler was like, hey, listen, we got to use my attorney because they're already working on the title issues. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do that, right? So I use his attorney and, I expressed that, hey, listen, make sure you put the title insurance on this property because I knew that whenever you buy something, you want title insurance. Like, that's important to get title insurance. Therefore, we end up doing the closing. Everything was smooth. I bought another property from him, same street. I'm actually building 4 houses on that street currently. I got one started, and second one we should start soon. All right. So, with that being said, I went to go refinance on the lot. And I'm reaching out to the attorney. He got back to me. He said, hey, do you have title insurance on this? And can you plug me in with the last attorney that did this closing? I said, yeah, sure. So plugged him in. He got the title insurance, and he got something else, a certificate from that they gave him that the county who did the tax auction years prior, the county who did the tax auction, a certificate stating that they did everything the right way. So 2 days go by. I hit him up like 2-3 days in a row. My attorney, he didn't get back to me. So the lender called me and said, hey, I see that the attorney wasn't getting back to you. I called him this morning to see what was going on. Is there a problem? He was like, apparently it is. And he was telling me South Carolina is a tax lien state and they just work different. So what does that mean? They work different. In South Carolina, with those tax liens, original homeowner can come back. What do you mean can come back? I thought after a year and a day, you're good. He's like, nah, it's not exactly how it works. He was saying, your property went to tax sale in 2021. Now, mind you, currently I'm in 2024, so I'm like, so? He's like, yo, it went to tax sale in 2021. So being that it sold at the auction for $2,900, the original person we don't think got served. The reason why we don't think that person got served was because he was in jail. That's right, he was in jail. So being that he was in jail at the time of all this happened, and he just so happened to be a real estate broker, we think that he knows about real estate and he wasn't properly served. So whenever this guy gets out of jail, he could come to the county and say, yo, this is my $2,900 for the property. I was never served. Get an attorney and take this property back. So if you were to build on this particular property and you have a house there, he starts the process to take back his property. Well, at that particular point, title insurance, they're going to pay you back your $20,000, but they are not going to pay you the $200,000 you owe me for building the house. So they'll pay out the 20 and he'll get the land in the house. And I'm like, wow. So they're saying that you have 2 options. You can send this guy a quick claim deed, or you could do a quiet title. I'm like, how much a quiet title? The lender's like, man, it'd be like $3,000 to $5,000. He said, I asked that the same question to the attorney. I said 3,000 to 5,000. Let's run it. You know, we do the quiet title. Then I talked to the attorney, and the attorney re-explained everything to me. And he also said, listen, if you don't handle this issue now, when you build the house and go to sell it, guess what? This same issue gonna come up because it has to be resolved. I said, all right. So I said, yo, how much is the quiet title? He said, should run between 3,000 to 5,000. I don't do it. I'm gonna plug you in with a colleague. So I talked to the colleague. I'm asking him questions about the process. He says it's gonna be a few months. I'm saying, all right. I figured that. It's gonna be a few months. 3 months on the quick side, 6 months on average. My clients on average spend about $9,000 for a quiet title. I'm like, nah, man. I said, wow. I said, oh, he cutting the profits now. So I'm like, all right, thanks, man. You know, and I just end the conversation there because I'm like, man, I know guys who did it. It don't cost that much. I go find another attorney. I reached out to my dog, Zach. Now, Zach has a company whereas he fixed all title issues nationwide, right? If they can be fixed, he'll fix them. I'm gonna put his email on the screen right here. You can reach out to Zach. Zach can get you right if you got any title issues all throughout America, okay? So he can fix the title. So I reached out to him. Zach told me, yo, listen, send me the guy's name, send me your title search, send me your title policy, and anything else you got, right? So I sent him all of that plus a certificate of the county stating they did everything right. Now, Zach looked at it, right? And he said, yeah. He said, all right, South Carolina, with buying tax sales, they have up to 10 years to come back to get their stuff. 10 years, all right? In this case, this guy wasn't served properly. Even though the county said they did everything right and I got a certificate, if he can prove, which would be easy, I never got served, that y'all was taking my property, that's mine, he can come back and get it, all right? So he was like, listen, this is what you're going to do. This is going to be the easiest thing to do because this guy has 10 years. He said normally you can't get title insurance till after 10 years on these lots in this situation. But it looks like they made an exception for you because in your title policy, at first they were asking for a quiet title action, but then they made an exception and they went ahead and insured it. He said, but that's a good thing for you. He said, listen, we got two options. He said, I'm going to send this guy a quit claim deed. He said, I can prep it, but I recommend if he's in jail, give this guy $1,000 because $1,000 in jail goes a long way and have him sign it. And I said, yeah, you're right. Just pay him. That'd be easy. He said, that's a lot quicker than paying some attorney, $9,000 or whatever it might be. So he's like, yo, but listen, give me 48 hours to review everything. So he reviewed everything, got back. He said, listen, this is the guy address, this is the guy phone number. I strongly recommend you calling him. He's out of jail. He said, if this doesn't work and the guy's being unreasonable, he said, I'm going to make a claim and your title insurance because you got it and they'll pay for everything because they got to clear this up. There's no way that you can build a house, get a FHA conventional buyer, and they under contract for 4 or 5 months. Nah, they're going to have to go ahead and buy another house. So, listen, we got to resolve this. This is the issue. So I said, all right, cool. I'll give him a call. I called the guy. I said, hello, may I speak to Mr. John? I said, hey, this is Nasser. I said my company name. I said, I bought this lot you used to own. Oh, yeah, how much you going to give me? I said, so I got to get you to sign a quit claim deed. Yeah, how much you going to give me? I said, all right, so listen, once you sign the quit claim deed, I can get title insurance. And, all right, yeah, how much you going to give me? And I said, I'm going to give you $1,000. It was quiet. He said, okay, great. He said, listen, I want cash, 10 100s, and you got me there, and I need the money before I sign, etc. I said, okay, cool, all right, no problem. I said, let me go talk to the attorney. He said, no, I already got the attorney. They was on deck waiting. Asked for this person. They know all about the lot. And mean that they know all about the lot, they could arrange everything. And I'm like, oh, I'm currently doing a refinance. We use my attorney, etc. He's like, yo, I'm good with that. Okay, cool. I said to myself, this guy was really sitting back, waiting for me to build a house there. If he already had the attorney, waiting for me to build a house there so that he could come take it. Now, it's a dirty game, but he's not a dirty person. He's just playing the game. He's just playing the rules of the game. That's all he's doing, is playing the rules of the game. Not a bad person. So I met the guy And the guy was really cool. Been in real estate for 28 years, an investor, builder, etc. I know some of y'all think like, yo, why he go to jail? Well, what happened was he was growing some marijuana in California, about 3 pounds worth in California, and he was shipping it to where he lived at in the South, right? He was shipping it. So it became federal when you cross state lines with a crime. Yes, it's legal out in California, but it's not legal where at in the South. So therefore, it becomes a federal crime because you're crossing state lines with something illegal, and you had to go sit down and do some time. I met the guy. My guy was cool, real cool, great guy, funny too. He was like, yo, listen, I'm selling more stuff, but I'm not selling anything for the rest of the year, but starting next year I'm gonna be selling some more stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, cool. I'll reach out to you, because I was like, yo, I need more land. He said, all right, well, cool, just reach out to me. Really cool dude. But I learned so much from this, man. Always ask when buying a property in South Carolina, was this ever a tax auction property? And if they say yes, make sure everything was done properly, whereas you can get title insurance and sell to the next buyer, okay? Don't just think because you got title insurance now. Ask more questions. Like, hey, the person lost his property, were they served? Because they were not properly served, they got 10 years to come back and take that. So if it was a house there, right? Meaning that you got the house for $3,000, you fixed it up, right? Well, year 8, they can come back and take that house. So be careful with tax auction sales. At this point, what I want you to do is, just click on that video next to me and check out the description, man. I'm gonna have this attorney talk about title insurance, man. So check that out.